Yes, wealthy rising, grateful rising, Boss Moms Club Radio. Listen, this is number one. Okay, 11,
We
10.
brought
Listen, this is a big deal. All right, we starting the next 10 over. All right, number 11 is just gonna get bigger and better. Look at us now. We in the boardroom. You heard? We in the boardroom. Boss Moms Club Radio. We get a little fancy out here now. Okay, we get fancy. She's drinking her water. I don't got my water. I was making my coffee. I forgot. Dang, this is why I need my assistants. They could have brought me my coffee, right? I love my assistants. They're not here right now, but they'll be here soon. But
yeah.
yes, it's your boss, mom, Z Lovely, with my
Bad
lovely
Jen, great.
bad gal, big mama. She got a lot of names.
Oh yeah, I do be changing that.
I
But
don't know
I'm
which one you want to go by.
Boss Mom Jen.
Boss mom Jim. Okay, boss mom Jim. Because she could be bad gal, she could be big mama. I guess it depends on her mood, how she feeling for the day. Right. But however, I don't know what Bossy Taylor at. Bossy Taylor, I don't know where she at. So we gonna blow her up right now. She's not here. And she did not tell us she wasn't gonna be here. So hopefully she hop on. Right. Hopefully everything's great. I didn't
Yes.
get to reach out to her this morning. However, yes, we got a new setup, all right, because we got to make sure we all on camera. And if my lovely supporters, my boss mom supporters, we got Titi Tirza, right? Titi, if you don't know what Titi mean, right? If you haven't been around Spanish, I grew up with Puerto Rican, so I know Titi. I have a lot of Titis. That means aunt. Okay, Titi Tirza. Right, part of the Boss Mob stuff. We got our aunts in the building. We got Boss Mob Ash in the building, right? The grateful call queen. Y'all could, if y'all want to come on camera, y'all could. I think y'all could be a part of this little setup here if you can come on camera, right? When you want to talk, just let us know. All right. Because we soon as we expand, we're gonna even have a bigger. We got other stuff. We've been playing with this thing here, right? Zoom has become something very fancy, and we're gonna be fancy. We're gonna keep it bossy, and we're gonna utilize what Zoom has provided for us to make the show a little bit more interesting. All right, so you can see us at the same time, right? So that way, when the camera not on one person, the other person over there doing something silly because they know the camera's not on them. Because now, nope, you got to be on point. Camera on everybody. All right.
And that's why the camera's usually on.
But I will get on video because I'm at work. All right, she at work, but she at work and she always supports. So that's lit. All right, new job and all that.
To you, Queen.
Always supporting. Appreciate it. Yes, love it. Grateful for you. That's my girl, Tirza. If you've never met the Tirza in your life, if you did, you never met this one. Okay,
Right.
she's bossy. Okay, she's powerful. Her name is powerful. She's powerful. So today we're gonna talk about something like interesting, something maybe some people might find controversial, something that different perspectives and mindsets gonna see it differently. What we're gonna talk about today, you know the topic that big Mama Jen, or what was it, Boss Mom Jen? What's the topic? Because I always forget the topic. I know the topic.
The plan was not to be a single parent.
Oh yeah, it was never to be a single parent, right? Some people may have had that plan, right? But later on in life, some people know they did. Like I remember when I used to watch back in the days when I used to watch it wasn't Basketball Wives. It was one of them reality shows I used to watch. And Prince's ex-wife, she wanted to be a single, but like she had to adopt a child. So she knew like she was gonna be a single parent when she adopted the child because she wasn't in a relationship, but she really wanted to do that. So, different things. But mainly I'm talking about people like that, you're in a relationship with someone and then you're pregnant, right? And like you not saying like, okay, thank you for getting me pregnant, bye. Like, no, I'm not. I'm talking about like you like, yeah, we're together, we're have a family. And then it turns out that they just probably wasn't, there was something we might have missed with this person. Like where we shouldn't have even been having sex with that person, given that type of energy with that person. And now, boom, here you're a single parent or a single mother. They say different stuff. Sometimes say it again.
Sometimes people are in a relationship and then they have a kid too. So
Yeah, not in a relationship, but was having sex. And if we all know what sex is for, like it really is to reproduce, right? Just in case you never know, if nobody ever told you that, Like that's the main purpose of it. Like not just like, oh, it's so pleasurable. Like that, that part helps, but that's not the main purpose of it. It's not because it's pleasurable, because there's actual result that can happen at the end of it, whether you wanted it to happen or not. And that's a child being born, a new life coming into this world. Okay, that's the main purpose of it. And I'm not even gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna go deep with y'all. Probably later on I will, because there's a part in Think and Grow Rich. I talked about this before briefly. That talks about using that power, the desire of sex, using it to be creative and do other things in life. The actual act, the physical act, is the lowest form of releasing the energy. So there is a higher power here that exists with the sex, right? So not just to reproduce a child, but to produce your ideas, your creativeness, and help the world be a better place. If you never heard that, you heard it today on Both Moms Club Radio, right? Because we're going to keep it real. All right. But yeah, I've been seeing I see a lot of, what is this?
They calling in.
Oh my gosh, how do you hang it up? Stop it.
They calling in.
This sounded like iPhone. There was no way for me, it didn't show a way for me to decline it.
It has nothing to do with it being iPhone.
If it was a Galaxy phone, why are you crying? Why is she getting scared? If there was a way for, if it was a Galaxy, it would be a button to say decline. There was literally no way for me to decline that call. Let me put this phone on Do Not Disturb.
Girl, so again, I hear that?
Oh yeah, I'm getting rid of this phone. I'm getting another Galaxy. I need two phones. But anyway, back to the topic. I guess she's gonna be down with us today because she got scared when the phone just rang. I don't know why.
You against iPhone soon.
So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like single parents, especially during this graduation time and prom time and stuff. And they come together because the kid, it's all about the kid, right? It's always gonna be all about the child, making them feel happy. But who really wants to like have that dynamic that like I remember like I grew up like that. Right, my parents weren't together, and I had to have both of them come, and everybody always was cordial. Thank God, everybody always was cordial. Thank goodness. However, me now being a single parent with two different kids' fathers, like I never planned that. I'm like, oh my God, what happened here?
Obviously, the thing is, you say it's not the plan. So obviously, it is the question: how do we allow that to not be the plan? Because everyone has a very different situation, but then again, it's like it does happen though, and it's pretty common among a lot of people. So the question is, how do we not allow that to happen?
So I feel like it starts from like the way I want to help my children not be in those type of situations is it's like a lot of vetting and understanding what sex really is about, and really becoming friends with people and knowing their background, where they come from, like being in alignment, right? Like, so really working on you, not right away. Oh, I'm 16, I'm 18, I'm 19, I'm 20. Like I have to just be out here doing all, dating all these people. And no, like you can, but that doesn't mean you have to be having sex with them. Because like I said, sex can create a child. And then now, boom, you're in that situation. But getting to really know people and their values and know who their family is, where they come from, what is their family values, right? The environment they grew up around, right? How they see things, what is their perspective of things? Do they have a growing mindset, right? Or there's someone that wants to grow? Now, the only way to know that is to spend some time with people, right? And see how they are before you lay down with them, right? Sometimes I know I probably lay down people way before I was supposed to. Way like too early. I don't know enough about you. What am I doing, right? So really having conversations about sex with your children so they don't wind up in the same type of situation, and they can have more tools and resources to make better choices with their partner who they're going to be with. Tia just said the soul ties that are created once you get into sexual relations, right? Soul ties right now. You over here having sex with this person, and now you feel so attached with them. And when they're doing BS, you're like now like kind of just dealing with it, even though you don't like it, but you're trying to fight to make them realize like, no, we need to be together. Let's make this work. But only one person can't be fighting to do that. If only one person's fighting, eventually you're going to be like, all right, this is either you're going to stay and be very unhappy, or you're going to leave. Right, one or the other, and doesn't mean that even when you leave that you're happy, because you like, dang, I didn't want to, but this person, no, you have to relax. Here, go ahead, go watch your show, go with your brother. Okay, so be quiet. Right, so so you wait. I see Tears said something. She says so many ways to have intimacy without sex. Exactly, you can be intimate without sex. People don't even know how to do that because they don't know how to have a damn conversation. They don't even know how to talk.
Some people may think intimacy is part of it.
It's sex, right? And it's not. It's not. Like, you know what I always think about? I remember the Coneheads. If anybody ever seen the Coneheads movie, right? Remember how they would like have sex? Like it was like a mind thing. Remember they would like put those things on their heads? Like that's how they.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember that. She was laughing. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, but I always remember that. And as I got older, I'm like, yo, that's really how it should be. Like we should, mentally, like mind, what to say, mind me, right? Like you, like we got to be able to be here before we get there. That should be the last thing. But a lot of times it's the first thing. And now you're basing everything off of that, right? Like remember in the Notorious movie, Little Kim and Biggie, after they had sex, she's like, oh, so like, now she's asking questions after they had sex. Like, I've been in that situation too. Like now it's like, oh, so we together. No, what are you talking about? Like, just because we have sex doesn't mean we together. You're like, damn. And then like later on, you'll have guys that'll be on all these social media platforms like, oh, well, you should have you should have asked questions before you allows him to, have sex with you. Like, well, shit. Like, well, but did anybody ever talk to you about that, right? Did you have those ideas to think that, right? Some people may. Some people already got the tools. They mothers, they aunts, even they fathers, they uncles may have already put them on and told them, like, listen, this is how it is, right? But I remember somebody said that to me recently, somebody that tried to talk to me, an old person. I've been talking to them before. They knew me before I had my daughter. They knew me when I had my son. My son was about 2-3 years old when I met them. And I didn't have my daughter, obviously. So now they see I have this 2-year-old daughter. I'm not with the dad, and they're trying to talk to me. And I told them certain things, and they're like, "Oh, now you want to be on point, right?" Like they're trying to come at me like that. Like now you want to, have these standards and stuff. And I said, "Well, listen." He was like, "Well, why? You should have thought about that before." Like they literally said that to me, right? I didn't get mad, right? I give you a comment. So I just responded. I said, "Well, listen." I said, "The thing is that I realize now is that I didn't have anyone to tell me certain things and keep it real with me about how guys were out here. I literally had to find out through my own experience. Nobody told me. I grew up where they like don't have sex before marriage, but nobody's talking to me ever about sex, especially when I'm getting to a certain page. Queen Ashley Simpson is in the building. All right, this her first time on Voice Box Club Radio. We glad to have you, girl. All right, feel free. She said, walked in on the perfect spot. Yes. Hey, stop hitting me in my face. All right. So feel free to definitely chime in your thoughts, in the chat, or you could come off mute as we're sharing. All right. So yeah. Nobody gave me the tools and resources to know how to deal with men when it came to having sex with them or being intimate with them, or what, if you have sex, this may be all they want from you. They'll get that, and then it's like, okay, bye. Like that's all I wanted. I didn't have that conversation with anybody. I had to learn on my own. Right. I had to figure it out. So now when I have, you gotta be quiet. This is why she normally not here, but her dad went away, right? Because we co-parent.
Would you like to watch your TV in the meantime?
Oh, hold on.
You got to add her. So even if it just shows her name, I think she's gonna add you to the lovely what we call it, conference room. All right. So if you want to talk, if you want to chime in, you can, and everyone can see your name, or if you just come on camera. But yeah, so he said that to me, and I'm just like, I had to really break it down to him. Like, yeah, now that I learned certain things, right? I got to move a certain way. I can't keep moving the same way. Now I know. I didn't know before. I couldn't move how I move now because I didn't know. I wasn't aware. Now that I'm aware, I have a heightened awareness and I'm more intentional and I see how being one way led to certain things. I'm not going to do that anymore. Right. However, luckily for me, I'm not like where I don't even want to deal with anybody and get to learn them to see if they are the right guy for me now. Right. Because some people you just be like, I don't even want to deal with nobody no more. I'm done. It's over. I'm done. You was about to say something.
Oh, I really okay. So I could see how.
Look, Ashley said me. Hold on, Ashley said me. I'm done. It's over. Now Ashley got a young son. One, right? Only one child, Ashley.
Yep, he's gonna be 2 at the end of this. I mean, in September. And I plan to have him. And literally all the way up to the day I found out I was pregnant, his baby father was asking me, "Are you pregnant yet? Are you pregnant yet?" And the day I found out, and I was looking for him to tell him, he was in Puerto Rico with the next girl. And told me I could get an abortion. Then after he told me, he said after, because I decided, I was in COVID. I had COVID. I was already too far along. I couldn't get an abortion because I actually did plan on it once I knew this man was not trying to be with me. And I waited till I was 30 to have a kid and to now plan it. And then the nigga tell me, no, you can get an abortion, bitch. What? Like, all right, I'm gonna do that. And then I got COVID and I was in the shelter. They put me in the COVID shelter. So I couldn't get no abortion or nothing. And I just prayed and told God, this is gonna be my baby. And I got my baby. And when my baby was born, this nigga wanted to be a part of his life for a month or two. And then he told me we could tell his family that we found out the baby is not his because he don't want to do it.
Oh my God.
So, yeah. So I'm over it. I'm over trying all of that. Like I feel like I ain't got the capacity right now. So right now I'm over it. My main man is my son, and not like on no son what is it? Son husband? Not like that. I mean, as that's far as focus. I just want to be focused. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Wow, I'm sorry that happened to you. To actually plan it and then somebody just turn around and start doing other stuff. I mean, already with another person, that is a lot. That is a lot. And that definitely would make you feel like, but like you said, though, one thing that I did,
it made me feel like my picker was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely can feel like that. And I'm glad. But one thing I heard you say was you said, I'm over it right now. And, right now. And that's fine. We don't have to rush and go deal with nothing else right away. You could focus on you because you got to be good for you and your son. Focus on him. And then, whenever it is time and you feel like you do want to open up, that's the time. Right. See,
right.
That's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I don't want us to be like, see, your situation is different. It was planned.
I don't want to shut down. No, I don't want to shut down. I want to open up again eventually.
Still young, still lit, still looking good. Who want to just be like, oh, now it's over? And then by the time you 80, 90 years old, you like, dang, I should have not shut down all this damn time. No.
For real.
Like, no, nobody want to do that. She said you had the right mindset to focus on your son. He is a blessing. God gave you the biggest gift from heaven. Yes, that's what she said. Exactly. And that's why I love us, because we get to us. And when I say us, I mean just being a human, that we get to have that perspective. We could change our perspective. We don't have to be like, oh, this happened to me and just be upset and mad. We can look and find the good and the positive in it and focus on that, and not focus on being upset and angry and bitter and none of that.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Yesterday was my second therapy session. I found out that I'm still going through postpartum.
Okay.
But yeah, within that, my postpartum is weird. It's not like I want to hurt myself or my child or nothing like that. It's more of I used to have PTSD. Now it's PTG, post-traumatic growth. I think you had spoke about this before, or you posted something about it before. And yeah, that's been my thing, post-traumatic growth. Like anytime I feel down, even now when I was sick, I was still trying to do my reading, still trying to do a little as much as I fucking can, because I just keep telling myself, like, the fact that I'm already thinking about it, the fact that I'm trying, I'm already ahead of the game. Because a lot of people ain't even thinking about it. They're not even trying. They don't even know. Like you just said, the unknown unknowns.
Yes.
Exactly. Like you're aware of it. So right now, when you first become aware, it's what we call that step of being consciously competent, right? Like I know what I need to know. I know what I need to do. So this is a step. This is the part that where it's a little challenging, right? Because you like in the middle, it still could be hurting you. You know, you still could feel some pains and stuff. However, you are ahead of the game because when you get to the other side, you're not going to feel like that anymore. You're not going to, those pains now, you've taken those pains and using it to ascend, right? To keep growing, to get out of it, right? So that, yeah, exactly. Post-traumatic growth. Like, I'm going to grow out of this. I'm still alive. I'm still waking up. I still can breathe. I still have my mind. All right, I'm going to get through this. And I'm going to find all the tools, all the resources that I need to help me propel out of this situation to the next level. It's not
God.
over. This happened to me. And now what we get to do, we get to do stuff like this. Share our story, right? Caesar said, turning pain into purpose. Exactly. We get to share our story so that way other young girls coming up, other girls, right? They can even be a little bit more, have more discretion when they're dealing with people. Like, no, yeah, you got to put in this amount of time. You got to do these things before I even go anywhere where it's just me and you alone. And you try to, have sex with me. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I have these standards now because of the tools and resources that I have that maybe we didn't have, right? We didn't have, so we could distinguish if this is the person that I want to be with, I want to have a baby with, I want to create a family with, right? So we could help other people do that. And as we're going now, when we get with someone else, we're going to vet them out even better. Right? Like, and if once you even ask me a question, like, oh, now you want to ask questions, I know you're not the one. Bye. Yeah, now. Yeah, you absolutely right now. I already went through what I went through. Shoot, you lucky I talked to you. But now you're done. Bye-bye. You already starting off wrong. I get it. Look, I'm not mad. You got to go to work. I love the fact that you even going to therapy. All right. Yeah. You doing what you got to do for yourself. Right. The way I met you at a high level conversation event. You're already attracted to things that you need.
Girl, that was my first time out by myself since the baby. Like, and I did that shit by myself, bought my ticket by myself, went by myself.
I'm proud of you.
I was so proud of myself for that.
Yes, I'm proud of you too. And you should be very proud of yourself. You went by, right. You ain't have to get nobody, somebody come with me. No, you did it. Because what was going to happen to you? Nothing. Only greatness happens to you. Look, now we met, right? It's only going to keep getting greater and greater from here. You already attracting your thought process, right? Your thought process is attracting what you need so you could elevate to your higher self. That's exactly what you're doing, right? Some people, it could be the opposite. They'll just stay depressed. They'll stay upset. They'll stay mad. They won't. You switch the mind to the other side.
I did that already.
People say, oh, it's the devil. It's the devil. Meanwhile, the devil's in your mind, just like God's in your mind.
So, all right. So peep this. I love that you just said that. So I believe in God. Don't get it twisted. The Most High. There is the Most High. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna start with that. But I don't believe in the God in the sky. I believe in the God in me, the God that brings me breath, the God that gives me chance over and over again. Because the God in the sky is the God in the sky who allows rape, slavery, things that we as humans can change. Shall we choose? Shall we not scared of the consequences of the society bullshit, that they put on us, the dogma. We got the power to change everything. And that's what I keep telling myself. I feed myself, my son, he's a God. The nigga ain't even 2 yet. And I don't care. He need to know he's a God. Right. And not like you better than nobody else. But you have the power is vested in within you. That's what it say, right? The power of God is vested within you. So that's how that's how I push. I'm the creator. Of course, the power, everything comes from God. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
But he granted me the power. And it's my job to make the steps
Exactly, right,
It's the
exactly.
same,
He
like
gave
you
us the
said,
power.
like I see a lot of young people, a lot of young girls, especially. I see myself personally, I'm about to be 33. I did a lot of running. I moved a lot to different states. Like I said, I waited a long time to have a kid. I did this running around shit, picking up and moving because I wasn't happy here, or these people ain't served me no more, or whatever. And that shit, that running, that don't, you got to find it in you. That's what I've had to find it in me. That when I was pregnant, I had to find it with everything I had in my possession already. I had to make it work with that. Fuck anything else. I had to just make it work with that. And like when I see young girls, I have a friend right now. I feel like we be on the road to success, and then it comes, the little exits, and them like kind of like slow. Those like what's that? The local way, right?
Getting off the
Compared
highway.
to the highway to success, right? And then you got the local way, right? And when you got to get off, how it have that little split fork, and they got that little white area with the lines on it. I spend a lot of time in my life on that part, on the lines. And I see a lot of young girls, and a lot of young people, period. They know where they want to be onto the road to success, but they don't want to put the work in. They don't remember the God that's within them to give them the power vested in them to continue. They get sidetracked and they start sliding over to that exit. And it don't always got to be the exit. It's just the local route. You know what I'm saying? You could end up staying in that town and making that your life, or you could get jumped right back on. You know what I'm saying? You take a little scenic route for a little while or whatever. And that's just how I picture it. And I would love to share this with more young people, because I just have like a lot of, I don't know if it's called analogies or a way to compare it so it could be understood.
Analogy, yep.
Yeah. But
Yep,
I fear a lot of young people, they not, and I was one of them, I wasn't trying to listen to nobody. So it's like, I want to help you, but it's kind of, you're going to have to crash, because I can't, anything I say, I can leave it for a bomb for later for you, but it's only so much that, if you're going to take it, it's weird. So I just try to focus and work on myself to be the example as much as I can. So young people especially, could see, oh shit, she did that shit. Like, it wasn't fucking easy, but I did that shit. Sorry to share my story like that. All right, I'm done. I'm on mute.
No, I love it. No, that's what this is for. Share your story. People need to hear it. And like I said, here, go ahead, go with your brother. Here, go ahead. You're gonna help people by sharing your story. That's why I said I want you to share it. That's why I want to share my story. That's why I wanted to have this conversation about this topic. Right. And like I said, like that's why I brought up the God part, because when more people realize like God gave you the power, put it inside of you so you can change your mind, you can change your perspective. We get to do that. No other creature on this earth can do that. Right. A dog and a cat cannot say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be this way. They only going to go with their environment. They can't do it. If they got beat and they was getting treated bad, they going to be scared. Then they go in a good environment where they only going to go with the environment. So the environment now is treating them better. At first, they still going to be scared until they realize like, okay, in this environment, that's not happening to me. Then they'll be happy again. But they can't just turn it off, right? Like Harriet Tubman, she was born into slavery. She was born to slavery, but she kept having these visions like, I'm not supposed to be a slave. I'm supposed to be free. I'm going to get up out of here.
Right.
I'm getting out of here. And she got out of that joint and helped.
That's how I be feeling. I look at the projects and I be like, all right, I've lived here, but that don't mean I'm for here. You know how many great stories come out of the project throughout all of our lives? How many people, you know what I'm saying? It could be more people, as long as we focus more on ourselves. I don't know how to explain it.
No, right. Look, Tirza said in the comments, she said, not everyone is taught how to use the power and strength given to us from the Most High. Right. You got to be taught that.
Right.
You don't even know. Your environment can make you think, oh, it's somebody in the sky that you, and you just sit there and pray, but do nothing. You just sit there and pray and hope that the person in the sky comes and helps you. No, you got to take action and do it. You're capable of that. You have the ability to do that. Then she says, sometimes you only learn from those experiences. And now you are an example of how many ways you can make it. Exactly. So any experience that any of us on here went through, right now, and we made it. We're still alive. We're still sane, still have our mind. Now, instead of we choosing to use our experience to help the other people, to show that, yeah, this happens to me, but I don't even look like what I went through, right? I love when people say that, right? I don't look like what I went through, and I'm even working on my mind, so I'm not acting negatively about what I went through, but I'm seeing the positive in that. I'm understanding why other people may have done what they did, right? That's part is called wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like judging or being upset at that person. No, you know what? We actually gonna thank that person. Thank you for what you did, because if you didn't do that, I might have still been stuck. But because you did what you did and I'm still alive, I'm now able to take all of that energy, all of that negativity, and turn it and transmute it into something positive and make my life positive, right? I'm still working out. I'm still eating right. Right, I'm still out here bagging all type of races all in my face. But now I can make choices. No, I don't want you. No, not you. No, not you. No, shh. You gotta stop it. Go ahead, go to your brother. Right, so we get to take anything that happens to us that would be deemed negative, that some people will let and sit in it and stay depressed, stay angry, stay bitter, and and just never come out of it. None of us is like that. We're not like that. We're choosing it, we're transmuting it, we're taking it and we're making it something great, making it something better. Because I'm not gonna be sitting here looking nasty, looking beat down, worn down. You believe what this guy did? I can tell y'all plenty of stories of what happened to me when people cheated on me, when I woke and they doing this and that. I can tell y'all, and I'm sure y'all can tell me stories too, right? But I take that stuff and I'm like, stop. And I'm like, you know what? That happened, but now I know what to look for. Now I know exactly what I do want, right? We ain't gonna talk about what I don't want, because if you should focus on what you don't want, that's what you're gonna keep getting, right? Now I know exactly what I do want, how I do want you to be. I want you, your mindset gotta come first. You already gotta have that high level consciousness, that high level awareness about yourself, about God, who God really is, and how you tap into that power. Like if you're not even on that, there's no way me and you could ever be a couple or anything like that. You definitely have to have that. You don't have that, and then not even just have it, your behaviors and actions have to match it. Because there was some people I met that I thought had it. Why? Because they talked the good one, right? They talked the good one, but their behaviors and actions did not match that mindset. So your behaviors and actions have to go along with it, with how you treating and dealing with everyone in your life, whether it's your family members, people that you may have had altercations with, and not little girl.
And that's it right there. Like that's actually a big part of the whole vetting right there. When you're courting someone, when you're dating someone, and like, sometimes people meet and then they automatically just start dating, or they knew each other and then they turn and start dating. So, just from those things, that would be the vetting part. And that would be the things that, like if someone says something, or maybe if a question was asked or things happen and it's like, you see how they behave towards it. It's like, if someone thinks a certain way and you like, I don't like how you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I've been in positions and I was like, I don't like that you think like that. So that right there was like, well, that's like a turn off, that could be a part. Like if you think like that on this subject or topic, like think about other stuff. You're probably going to think like that with other stuff. And then when it comes with a kid, oh my God, how would you think about that with a kid? You know what I'm saying? And that's like a part how I used to be. I would say, when I was very young, I always thought about stuff, but I definitely didn't choose the right people younger. But it seemed like after maybe a breakup or after not being with that one person, it's like you grow, so it's like, well, I didn't tolerate that. So now when I do get with somebody, I won't be tolerating these things, because I know those are things I don't deal with. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a lot of observing the behavior. Like you said, is the behavior, because do not listen to them words until you see how them words don't matter much until you see how they act. Because like you said, they will tell you things, and listen, you got to believe how they act. The way they act is what they say, but then words are true because when they say stuff like, I was reading it. When they say stuff, you just got to take them for what they say until you see how they act. Like, that's what you could do. Why I can't hear you?
No, I was on mute because I didn't want her to make noise. But no, I love that. Exactly. Like, actions speak louder than words, right? That's where that comes from. Like, you got to see people act, because anybody could say anything. But if it doesn't go with what they're saying. So yeah, that's part of vetting, like what we were saying in the beginning. So in the beginning, right, this is something we could teach and not just our daughters, right? Your sons too, right? Teach your sons the same thing. Teach them how to vet people, right? First of all, I believe that before they even do anything with anybody, the family need to meet them, right? We're not gonna say, oh, it takes a village to raise a child, and then somebody, you just go out there and you talking to somebody, dating somebody, and nobody in your family even met the person, right? Other people can get a perspective of them as well, right? Like, healthy people who they have to be aware of themselves too. Not just people who just stuck on certain things have to be a certain way and just in a certain box, but somebody who is also aware and conscious, right? Like if my son, when he gets older and he decides to start dating, like I would want him like to bring whoever he's interested in to the house to meet, right? Remember they used to have shows on like, I used to watch a lot of reality TV. Now I don't watch any TV, but when I did, I remember there was like a show on MTV, and I think like the parents, they didn't like who their child was with at the time. So they would like go pick somebody for them to go date, and they would be sitting there with the girlfriend or the boyfriend watching them on the date with the other person, like, oh yeah, this would be a good person. I believe that you should be able to pick, I would want to make that a tradition. Like, no, we should have a say, because remember, this person's coming into the family. They about to, if y'all, they will be coming to the family. That's what I believe. Everybody might not believe that. I don't care. I believe that that's how it should be. I believe that's a tradition that we
Can I
should have,
chime in?
because too many people just randomly bring people in, and when everything's all good, we're the ones chilling with them, enjoying them, and as soon as it's bad, that's girl hit me all in my face. That's when we want to bring our family in. Now when it's bad, oh yeah, they like this, they like that. But meanwhile, you never talk to them as soon as you met this person. Hey, I met this person. I think they may be cool. I'm gonna have them over for dinner, so everybody can talk to them. That's how it should be. Ashley, you want to say something?
Yes, I come from a blended family. My mom and dad, they separated when I was like 5. They tried to get back together, separated again when I was 7. Point is, they both remarried. And I grew up in a household where nobody argued or fought. And my mom and my stepmom, they used to go out for drinks on Friday. Mm-hmm. My dad and my bonus dad, because I don't call him my stepdad, that is my bonus dad. Yesterday was his birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Father's Day, they know they gotta share Maverick. They cool. It is what it is. Like, I grew up from a house like that. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to my son, I feel bad that I didn't do that for him with the meet. Like, my dude met my family and everything like that, but our families didn't meet each other like the way my family did, the way my stepmom and stepdad, and like, I don't know what the difference was in the 90s, but it worked. And I seen it work, so I know it'll work for me. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, moving forward, when I do find when the time comes and another partner approaches me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I do have to be mindful of my son and, you know what I'm saying, how his respect is going to go and stuff. And that's really the thing that holds me back from meeting somebody new, because I could fall in love with you, nigga, but is my son going to be comfortable? Am I going to be comfortable with you around my son? Because there's so much stuff happening in the world. I've never been touched by the grace of God, but I just don't want anybody disrespecting my child. And I'm telling y'all now, people don't get to die with me. They going to get fed in the closet for a little while till I see fit. Mess with mine.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, you do. You want to, the person can act one way around you and be different around your child. So yeah, that is right. Like, how is this gonna work? So now that's another aspect that we have to think about, because now we already have a child, right? And there it matters, right? That is huge. We're not just letting anybody in. Why are you calling me like that? What happened? Okay, go ahead. She thinks she's gonna eat up all the fruit snacks. So normally she's not here, y'all, but this is Boss Moms Club Radio, right? My 2-year-old is with me because her dad's not here. He went away. Normally he have her. She would already been in daycare, but I ain't have time to take her to daycare and then do the show. So, right, y'all gotta excuse us this morning. However, like Ash was saying, yeah, I come from a blended family as well, right? My mom did remarry. My dad did remarry, and my mom and my stepmom, they always were cool. Like my mom, I never saw like animosity between families or anything like that. Everyone can, even my grandparents, right? Like my grandmother and my grandfather weren't together, right? But when I had like a graduation, everybody came, everybody talked, everybody was cool. Like, so I never seen anything, sometimes you see like these things get real crazy. Now, I never had to experience
Right,
that.
me either. My family was
Thank
sarcastic,
God.
but they ain't fighting in front of each other.
Yeah, no. And when I see people doing that, I'm like, come on, y'all doing that in front of the
It's
kids, out
weird
of
for
control.
me. Yeah, it's weird for me. And then they be like, "Oh, this is nothing." I'll be like, "It's nothing. I
This is
didn't have
nothing.
that.
Yeah,
That's
this is
not
out of control.
normal. Yeah, that is not
Traumatizing.
normal."
Yeah,
Right.
no. Matter of fact, I just seen a post on I don't remember who posted it, but I think it was David Shands on Sleepers for Suckers. He posted, it was about a stepdad stopping the real dad from coming to the kid's birthday party or something like that. And it was horrible. I mean, when I seen the video, it was the stepdad and the mom. And apparently, what just from the verbiage, what they were talking about, the real dad was trying, like hasn't been around and now he's trying to come. But mind you, the son is out there. He about 5, 6 years old. So in front of him, the stepdad's like, that's my son now. You haven't been here, like just doing way too much, not being adults. I'm like, y'all didn't even put the little boy inside and be like, listen, let's talk about this. There was so many other different ways to handle that than the way it was. Like even the person recording, I'm like, we shouldn't even be seeing it. Like y'all love to record too much stuff. Like sometimes y'all just gotta stop trying to record and just be a human and be a person and like let's have a conversation. Let's talk. It could have went so many different ways. But anyway, I was just bringing that up because what we were saying about it being kind of crazy, right? I've never seen that. Like I didn't grow up witness anything like that. And now even with my children's dads, right? My son's father, we haven't been together since my son was 2. My son is 11. I never been that bitter person, right? Because I don't like when people are bitter and they try to use the kid. Oh, well, you don't want to be with me, so I'm gonna, like keep the kid from you or whatever they upset about, and now they want to use the child as a like a tool. Like, no, you don't get to see the kid and stuff. Don't do that. It's not about you. Like, I'm gonna need you to really get out your feelings, be more aware of what the real situation is. And first of all, moms that do that, it's crazy to me because I'd be like, I want some free time. So if you're not together, look, the kid could go with they could go with the parent, and you can, have your time. Like, why would you want to have them all?
I
like,
can't stand my baby
you?
father, but I will not take that away from him, nigga. No, nigga.
Hell
no. Hell no.
Like I forget that kills me. I'm like, so, and then now you be all upset because you ain't getting a break. Now you just beating them on the whole time, not letting them go, unless the other parent is literally putting the child in danger. Like they will endanger their life. There is no reason for you to keep them away from the other parent. Not because you're mad, because they didn't want to be with you, because they got a new person, whatever.
Listen, my baby father's mother is a whole crackhead, live in the house, and God knows how I feel about that. But I know for a fact, ain't nobody gonna hurt my baby. So I just be like, you know what? I'm gonna pray. He gonna be fine. It's only 6 hours. I'll be right back to come get my kid. And at the end of the day, his dad still got to be a dad. And I'm not giving my son a hole in his spirit or his soul, for not having his dad. Until the day comes that my son say, oh, I don't want to go over there. Little nigga, you're going to have to go over there because this is a part of the life ritual when you have parents. Like,
yeah.
And I can't deny you that. Like, because then I'm going to be fucked up.
Right. Don't do that. I would never do it. I'll send my stuff. All right, see you later. You can go over there for the weekend. Listen, I want to be free too. Right. Because a lot of times the fathers, even when you are in a relationship with them, right, it seems like they be having more freedom than you as the mother, right? Especially if you're like,
and it's not fair.
Yeah, so right, and you can start to feel it. I remember before Miss Ashley was talking about that, like, you got the kid with you all the time, and it seemed like the father could just go off whenever he wants, so you can start to have like resentment towards the father because you're like, hold on. So if it does come to a situation where you're not together, let the child go with their dad. Okay, so you could
Mhm.
have your time and just focus on you. You get to do that. Don't be all, oh no, this not
Cause
kid,
then you're gonna be
thinking
crappy
the
with
kid's
your
your
kid.
property.
Yep.
Then you're gonna
I
be
don't
mad when
like
the
being
kids grow
crappy
up.
with my kid.
But
I
look,
gotta be in good spirits always for him because I
but
gotta
look,
remember to
but
take
look,
care
but
of me
look,
so he
then
can
you're
have
gonna
it.
be mad when you grow up and the kid resents you because
Right.
you kept them from their other parent.
That's what I be
Now
saying.
you
I
done
don't want to
you
give
done
him a
been with
hole
them
in his
all this
soul.
time. Now they resenting you. Now you gonna feel away
Yep.
like, oh, he resent me. I did all this and that for you, but
And
you
he
took something
then they
away
gonna
from
think
them.
that that parent is the better parent
Yeah,
because you never gave them the chance to
you
figure
didn't
it
give
out
them
for
a chance.
themselves.
Exactly.
Whether you
Exactly.
be happy
So
with the outcome or not,
stop.
you never gave them the chance, and that's why I gotta give him the chance.
Exactly. She
I
said it's
will
a lot to
not.
say on this topic, honestly. Yeah, we could go into the this could be a whole nother
My
topic,
bad.
Miss Nash. This could be a whole nother topic. She said, unfortunately, there are a lot of bitter baby moms and baby fathers, right? Because people not knowing how to
Mhm.
work on themselves. You was gonna say something, Ginger?
Just like Ms. Ash said, it's a whole lot to say on this. And I feel like once I get started talking about the situation, we will be here for another 2 hours. So
So you could definitely
it's a
I
whole lot.
definitely would love to say something.
Yes, please.
Grateful Day, La Familia.
yes, grateful
Welcome,
day.
Ashley.
Thank you.
I love this topic, and this is a topic, to be honest, I don't really get into much conversation about because a lot of people don't have an open mindset when it comes to just speaking of this topic. And there's so many different levels and layers to this topic. I feel, and this is all my perspective and my opinion, I feel like when you get with a person and you have intercourse with that person, there's always a possibility that a seed can be birthed. Now, if you in a relationship and it's genuine, and when I say genuine, I mean there was a friendship that was established and built before that. There were things that was truly built before getting into the relationship. And now you have intercourse and now there's a child that's involved in the picture. I think people need to put themselves aside and not be selfish for the child and on their own lives when it comes to having a child, period. When you with somebody and you have intercourse, there's always a possibility, whether you planned it or not, for a seed to be brought into this world, whether you're using protection or not. Because sometimes you're using protection, and even though you're using protection, it may still pop, it may still this or that, and a seed may still be brought into this world. Now, when it comes to single parenthood and all these other things, there's so many different layers to single parenthood because you could have a present mother and have a present father and still not lack anything. We don't lack anything because we come from God. However, there could still be a missing, how am I trying to word this? There can still be a singleness present in something, meaning if the father is at work all day, so they don't get to be home and be with their child because they out making the bread. It don't mean the woman is not making the bread. However, they're making bread. There's a singleness that feels there that a mom could feel because she may feel like I am the physical present parent that's here in this picture. It doesn't take away what the father is doing or isn't doing. However, it still can bring on the heaviness of I feel like I'm doing this by myself because I'm the physical present parent that's here. And in my journey of motherhood, and for those who don't know, my son is 14 months. There's parts where you can feel that you are single, a parent, and doing it by yourself if you are the one who's physically present with the child 24/7, whether you're working, whether you're making it happen. And so that's one perspective of it. Another perspective of it is a lot of people, when they're not in a relationship with a person that they love so much or that they like so much, when they're not in this relationship no more, they talk bad about the other person. And it grinds my gears. I can't stand it. God is working on me to not be so upset about it.
It's
because
false, sis.
people, you wasn't saying that when you was just in the bed with that person. You wasn't saying that, um, if this person didn't do what they did, now all of a sudden you got all this hatred, all this, you projecting the things that you need to fix about yourself, whether they did something or not, onto this person. And I feel like I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter what another person did. Never allow that person to talk bad about your child's mother or about your child's father, because at the end of the day, if you do, you're also talking bad about your child. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but that's a fact. If you don't have the greatest relationship with your baby mom or your baby father and you talking negative about them, you're hurting your child, because your child is also a piece of them. So allowing yourself or anybody to talk about that other person, no matter what they did or what it is, you're also talking about your seed. You're also talking about your child. And so I know, particularly when it comes for me, I don't care about the other person's situation, actions, or what they're doing, because at the end of the day, you still gave me the best part of my life. So people gotta have some kind of humility, humanity, and just be real with themselves and do a lot of healing. A lot of baby mothers and baby fathers need to heal, especially if you are single parents and you're not together. You have to find that healing. You have to find that healing, because no matter what happened, it just takes a big person to say, despite what happened, despite it all, I still have a positive attitude towards them. I have positive projection towards them, because that shows you're bossed up. That shows your maturity. That shows your healing. And that honestly shows what can happen through the experience of motherhood, because nothing is necessarily guaranteed. And sometimes you have people who are so strong and they don't feel like they're strong enough for parenthood, and it may break whatever relationship that is there for some people, because they don't feel whatever within themselves, and also because maybe they have triggers from their childhood and how they were raised, and subconsciously and consciously it takes over their parenthood and what they're doing. It's not an excuse, however, you got to call it for what it is. And a lot of healing needs to take place with that. I tell people, well, I don't tell people all the time, however, I have the perspective of, when it comes to people, when it comes to my son's father, you have to give them the same grace that you want God to give you. When you were in situations that nobody knew about and just God knew about, God is the person who brought you out of that. So give the person that same exact grace. Ain't nobody in this world perfect. Don't nobody wear the other person's shoes or know what's going on. And it's not an excuse. It's just as simple as, give that person the same grace that you want God to give you. Everybody in this world has done something that is something. So God is giving you that grace to still be alive, to still breathe, to still walk, to still handle your business and do what you got to do. Give the person that same grace that you want God to do too. And a lot of people are not there yet, and that is okay. However, people need to put in the work to truly heal themselves within, to forgive, number one, themselves, and then also to offer that forgiveness to that other person, and put the focus back into the positive traits of yourself, and not everything that you want to change or fix within the co-parentship, within the fathership. There's too much people that's sleeping on themselves because of the things that they've been through in the past, and they carry that onto themselves, the child's father, the family, the kid, and it just keeps going throughout the bloodline. And then next thing you know, it's being carried on through a generational thing. And there's not enough people talking about how to move from these generational things, this lack of not having a two-parent household, or a parent feeling a certain type of way because this is not what she planned, or this is not what she wanted, or this is not what she was trying to create, or she wanted to be married first before she had a kid. Whatever the case may be, people just got to give other people the same grace that they want God to give them at the end of the day. And that statement is a very hard statement to come to terms with, possibly. However, I feel like every situation that every single person or parent is in is nothing that you can't handle. Even if the situation didn't go as it is, the first thing about everything is just being grateful that you was blessed to be a parent in the first place. That's number one. And if you are a parent who has to do it alone, or you are a parent who is doing it alone, continue to give yourself that grace and continue to heal yourself from whatever triggers or whatever things you need to heal. And now moving into a new journey of doing it by yourself. Allow yourself
Mhm.
to feel whatever those emotions and those feelings are, because they're real, and acknowledge them and heal from that. Get the
Mhm.
work to truly, truly hear from that, so that how you feel is not reflective off of your child, and you ain't putting no your own theory or your own feelings onto your child and how they should be looking at their parents. They have to
Mhm.
grow through that, and as they get older they'll see that for themselves, and we'll allow them to see that for themselves. And so, see, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, there's a way to show all
Hey,
of us. That's fire. So yeah,
there we go.
that's it's a tough topic to talk about, because not a lot of people are triggered by this conversation. A lot of people are not open enough to really take themselves out the conversation and just, really be real about it and not blame anybody for parenthood, especially being a mom. When you a mom, I know for me becoming a parent, I didn't realize how much hmm I didn't realize how much the mom mm, really is the person. Everybody just has different roles, whether you're a present parent or not. If you have a husband, fiance, or a boyfriend who is now a father, and you're with that person, it's still different roles that parent has to play. A mom is always a mom. A mom is always going to have to, and y'all know I watch my words. So, a
Mhm.
mom, fathers are hands on. However, there's just a lot more that a mom has to do. And it's a
Mhm.
lot that a father has to do. However, it's just different roles that
Mhm.
a mom plays. And you have to be more, it's 24/7. There is no, oh, let me, even with you taking a break or you going out with your mom is still on 24/7. So
Mhm.
it's like you always have to be mom. You always
Mhm.
have to be mom. And so I think that if people truly just pick up their big girl drawers and panties
Mhm.
and really have these tough conversations that need to be had, it's a lot of healing for themselves and a lot of forward positive change within their journeys of being a mom, their journey of being a father, and to heal what needs to be healed in that. And for
Mhm.
me, my journey will show people how people will have no idea that when you see me and his father, you would think that we are still together, because we're friends. First and
Mhm.
foremost, that's what we built. And second of all, there has to be some level of respect. Like, I say this to people: somebody has to ride the love seat. If you truly love that person, love doesn't go away if it's real love, right? And so
Mhm.
if you truly love a person, somebody has to ride the love seat. And that means if you're not able to ride the love seat for him, if he's not able to ride the love seat for you, somebody got to ride it for the both of y'all. If none of
Mhm.
y'all can ride the love seat. And if somebody is able to ride that love seat, that means that you have to ride that love seat and move out of love, regardless of what that person do, regardless of what that person say. And a lot of people think that, oh, because me moving out of love, that means that I'm accepting certain things. I'm accepting disrespect. I'm accepting all of these negative things.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's not the case. That's not what it is. It's showing you that despite everything that happens, despite what you say, you gave me the best part of my life. And for that part alone, I'm always grateful for you. So it doesn't matter what you do, what you say, what the circumstances, what's happening. I have to always ride the love seat. And that takes a big person to do that, regardless of your journey, regardless of what happened, regardless of any of those things. Because we want, especially if you have a son, you want to create healthy and show your son healthy examples of how to have relationships, how to do things healthy with another person, even if you
Mm-hmm.
disagree with what they did or what they've done or different things, especially as a man. It's very important to show, especially my son, it's very important to show him what that is and what that looks like, because they're learning that first from you. So if you're not there, you have to learn that first before you can even model and teach that to your kid.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to this topic, I have a lot to say, to be
But
honest, and I feel like a
one
lot of
part you said
people
I can
just
relate
need
to
to
hard.
have, huh?
One part you said I can relate to hard about the, acting out of love. You feel like, oh, it's allowing the disrespect and stuff. That's how I felt. Like if I just keep being nice and cool with you, you're gonna think this is okay. You're gonna think the stuff you did to me is okay. However, it's having that self-realization that no, I'm not saying that. I'm acting this way, just like what you said, because I'm more aware, right? I have this higher awareness and recognize that it's not just about me and my feelings. It's about the child. Even if you're not recognizing this, right? Even if your actual behavior not showing that you recognize it, right? I had to really talk to myself. I was battling with that. Like certain things that I'm doing, I'm like, dang, is this letting the person think that they can just treat me however they want still, and I'm just gonna be okay with it, right? Because I'm acting out of love, because certain things I'm doing, I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about my daughter. I'm thinking about my son. And I'm still, you have to still care about the other parent, because God forbid if something happens to the other parent, your child's gonna be crying to you about the other parent. What you gonna be like? Oh, well, like, no, you're not. You're gonna, you still have to care. So both of my kids' dads, right? I care about them, right? I be telling them, like, I don't like them, right? Because like and love is two different things. I'm like, I don't like them, right? I don't like stuff that they did, right? I don't like, but I can't hold on to that and be an angry person, and every action that I take towards them, right? I'm still like literally battling with that realization. But I feel like because I work on myself so often, I can come to the other side easier than before when I wasn't working on myself. So when you said that part, I definitely felt that. And I know it's people watching is that feel like that, like, oh, am I letting them think that they can just be disrespectful? That I don't, that disrespectfulness is just, people, like, especially in our culture, like, no, you don't disrespect me. You don't disrespect me. Like, all right, well, how long you going to hold on to this though? Right. Especially if it's affecting you and affecting how you allow your child to have a relationship with this person. So even though you may not have wanted to be single, you didn't choose this, right? You didn't actively say, like, I'm going to be a single parent. It is what it is. It happened. It didn't work out. Whatever the case may be, it is what it is. Everything Ash said, you get to choose to find the positive, work out of love, not be a bitter person, because really, when you're being bitter, it's affecting you, it's affecting your child, right? As much as you think you're hurting the other person, you're hurting yourself, and you need to be good to raise your child. You need to be good so your child can see that relationship, that hey, yeah, they're not together, but they're cool, they're cordial, and that's good, right? We can still have that family dynamic even though we're not in a relationship with each other, right? Like that's why stuff that I have going on with my daughter's father is the way it is, because I'm thinking about her. She's a little girl. She loves to see her dad, right? I'm not going to take that from her.
Y'all, some days I be wanting to put money on my baby father head, and then I be having to remember, no, that's his dad. Everything in this conversation today, I swear that I chimed in at the perfect time. I love how she chose her words. I love everything you said. I definitely got a lot of healing to do. I don't consider myself a bitter baby mama. I consider one that I just shut down. I don't speak. I just take the baby. Here, take the baby. I don't want to talk. Nothing. Just I did my part, which you got the baby. But I don't want to be like that either, because like you said, it does fall back on me. It does not make me feel good that we have poor communication. We actually don't have communication, honestly. Like, because shit done got so bad, it just be like, I'm doing my job by giving him to you. That's enough. We don't got to talk about nothing.
And I could feel that, because that's how I was when I with my son's father in the beginning when he was so. That's how I didn't want to talk to him. It was like, here, you can see your son, and that's it. But
Right.
now
We
we're
still go
better though.
out.
So look, now you know that you through growing, being in communities like this, working on your mindset, you know eventually, and it might be you that has to start it, right? We talked about this before.
Oh, I
Treating
know it's me.
people.
I gotta be the bigger person because I know he came from a different type of background that they think all of these toxic things is okay. And I feel bad for him on that. That's where my love for him comes in.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know what? I love you, bro. I understand you've been through some shit. You ain't have the upbringing I had, and
Mhm.
I'm not holding that against you. I'm not saying I'm better, no stupid shit
Mhm.
like that. But I want us to get through this, even if it means healing him. That's what I really want, honestly, because I feel like I'm doing my work. My son gonna be all right, but he will be so much better if he would do his work. But I can't force nobody to do their work.
Mhm. But no, you're gonna get it. I see
Sometimes
Jenny. I
by
see Jenny
by
had her
you
hand.
putting in the
Oh, go ahead,
work
Ash.
to heal on yourself,
That's what I've been trying to do.
it
I'm gonna
will
be the
speak the
example. I keep
volumes.
telling myself I'm gonna be the example when it comes to my relationship with my baby father, when it comes to my relationship with my parents, when it comes to my
Mhm.
son. I don't need you to do as I say. Do as you see fit. Hopefully, I give you the right, the positive perspective to do the right thing, whatever that may be, because we don't even know. Every day, the right thing change.
Yes, exactly. And you're gonna get it. And being the bigger person, I remember sometimes saying, oh, why I gotta be the big person? Well, why would you want to be the little person? Ain't
Right.
nothing little about you, right? So we're gonna be the big person. We're gonna be high on that. And before we leave, we're
That
gonna
be
play.
my.
I got a song that I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
play before we leave that everybody needs to listen to. But I seen Jenny with her hand up. Jenny from the block. She pulled up on us real quick. Go ahead, Jenny. Share your thoughts.
Hello, everybody. So
Hey.
I just wanted to say, because I'm not going to say I'm in any situation. I have 3 kids and 2 different dads, right? So my oldest 2, they have their dad, and my youngest has hers. Now, just like Ash said, like, I'm very careful with the choice of words that I use. So there's like, when I don't know who was talking before, where she said, I forgot what she said. Oh my God. Whatever. So it wasn't Ashley.
No, not me, Jenny. It's another Ashley.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's just, it's not like the communication. Like, for me, and what I realized is that I stopped saying that we don't have communication, because at the end of the day, I communicate very well, So I do speak how I speak. And if you are not there to meet me where I'm communicating with you at, I've learned to be okay with that and not take it personal, because like she said, I can have understanding to what you've been through in your life, so you don't know how to handle things, and your parenting is based off of what you've seen and what you're still going through. The other thing is that, about having love for the person that you had children with, a lot of people be like, oh, I hate them, I don't have no, I have no type of hate. I have so much love and respect. And I've came to the point that I have so much love for you and respect for you, even though you try to still throw me down, to the point that I'm not going to meet your energy to bring you down anymore, because it was always a tit for tat. And I feel like when you
I
can,
love that. I'm not going to use the energy to bring you down anymore. Sorry. I love
yeah,
that.
no, but it's so powerful, because it's like, we know exactly what we're doing. Okay. Because when we meet somebody's energy, it's because, no, I'm going to hurt you as much as you're trying to hurt me, But at the end of the day, we have to come to the realization that we have to know the difference between when something is being done to us and at us. And it's not being done to me because I haven't done anything to you for you to attack me. You get me? But you're attacking at me because you're attacking
This is all
yourself.
you know. Yeah.
So, like, you have to realize, you have to come to a realization of all these things so that you can be at a huge healing place, and not just to continuously keep healing, but just the fact that you're healed already. And you're like, you know what? I'm no longer that person. So I don't need any more healing. I am healed. And the best way for me to help you, even if I just have to hand you the baby, but I'm going to hand you the baby in a peaceful manner. I'm going to be at peace in my heart, and I'm going to say hello, even if you don't say hello to me, because I'm going to show my child that I'm actually saying hi to you, and never speak negative about the other parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, even
Right. I don't like that, speaking negatively, because at the end of the day, like Ash said, that's talking about my child.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't
Yeah,
like other people doing it.
it also teaches, like, when you're speaking negative about the other parent, it's
That
showing
makes him think it's okay. Right.
No, it's showing it's showing your child the type of character that you hold.
Right.
And you got to be careful of that, because we pick up off of our parents.
Right.
So if he sees you doing it, it's going to be okay to say things like that about not just him, but other
anybody. Yeah.
Right.
I don't like
So
that. I don't like little kids that's like that. So I
Right.
can't be
So
like that.
I just say to continue to love and respect, even if you don't feel like you're being respected. But then again, I'm not going to get too much on this topic, because feelings are not even really real, because we create them. So if you no longer want to feel hurt about the situation, get rid of it. That's
A
it.
to the men, exactly. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic too, Jenny. You already know what the feelings. A few things that we talked about is whole other topic. So y'all just gave me more topics for the next shows that we're gonna do. But we went a little over time, but it was necessary. It was needed to have this conversation, because people need to see that, you may have become, a single parent, didn't choose it, whatever the case may be. Even if you did, now you get to choose how you respond to the situation. You get to choose how you're going to be the best type of single mom, single parent, right? Because it's not, single parent really means that, like, you're the only parent. So really we could say single mom or single dad, right? Because the other parent may still be there in the child's life. So how we're going to communicate with the person, how we're going to interact with the person, it's not just for them. It's for us. It's for the child, right? It's for us to see how we know and could choose to be. Like, I don't want to be this angry with a person. Every time I see that, like, I used to be like that, right? I'm keeping it real. I know when it first happened with me and my son's father, I was like, yeah, look, even the way what Jenny said about, I'm going to give you the baby peacefully. It was like, I'm like, here, they outside. Come on. Like, you got to come on. I was just hostile, everything, right? But you feeling like Ash said, you feeling like, well, I'm at least making sure you got the kid, but you're still, the way you're doing it, the way you're going about it is not healthy, right? So had to learn all of that. And then even with my daughter's father, right, going through that situation again, right, I had to learn all of that, because in the beginning, I still was not good with him. I'm like, nah, like, you, like, how you ain't fight for us, how you ain't make sure, I was fighting, even when you was doing all the nonsense, I was still fighting to keep the relationship, to keep the family, but you didn't fight for that. I was feeling the way about that. However, I seen the difference of, once he wasn't here, how my daughter was being so young. I already seen the difference of how she was, like, looking for him. She was acting different because he wasn't around. So I still had to say, allow this person to be around. Like, not that I was like not let him see her and stuff, but like, he was still like in the household and stuff. Still allow him to be in the household, because it helps her be a better little girl when her dad is around. She like waking up and seeing him, right? Not just going with him on the weekend or going, like, she likes to wake up and actually see him, right? And that's definitely hard for a lot of people, like, to stay in the same household when you're not together. However, that is my current situation. Even though we're not together, but I made peace with it. Like, I'm good. Like, eventually we're gonna, like, not live together anymore, but right now we do. And if anybody is in a situation like that, You don't have to be angry. You don't have to wake up in the morning being mad. Because at first I did. I used to be, oh, I gotta see your face. Like I'm not even with you. You know, like it was like I just wanted to hold on being mad, but then I didn't want to hold on to being mad because I wasn't making me feel good. So I had to be
Y'all,
like, no, I'm not going to keep doing this. Like I don't have
I
to be mad.
wish I
I
could
know
be
this
friends
person
with my baby
background.
father. I
You said
wish we
what?
could. I wish I could be friends with my baby father. If I wasn't in the shelter, I swear to God, if I wasn't in the shelter, I'd take him away from his family. Because I feel like he chose it too to be Superman for the family. But at the same time, everybody is over 30 and they look to him to do every fucking thing. And this man got his own child now. And y'all still can't pitch in on the rent. Y'all still can't pitch in with nothing. His brother had a baby and moved to Brooklyn. And he flourishing, got 2 jobs, doing his life. And that's what, like, me and my baby father, we was never really like together. We always been best friends. We went to elementary school together, all that shit. So I know we could be friends again. Right now it's fucked up. And I just swear, like, I love him and I just be want to scoop him up and save him, but you can't save him because he don't want to be saved.
You're not his savior.
Right.
He's not ready, and it doesn't matter if you take him in and you guys live together and you do all this, because I didn't been there and done that. And at the end of the day, when they're not ready, they're not ready, you know, because he has to be the one to really like break away from the family. You get what I'm saying? And it has to be on his timing when he's ready. It doesn't matter if he has a kid. It does not matter. It does not matter even if he has a wife. It doesn't matter. It matters when he's ready. And I just want to, I know you want to wrap this up. I just wanted to also say too, because with Danielle, I've been there in that point to where I'm like, you know what, let's be friends. Like, let's be cool. And I had him coming by like he would come over more often, right? And then he'll be like, oh, can we hang out? Like, when are we gonna hang out? And I'm like, well, we could go to the park. He's like, no, I want to hang out with you. And I'm like, you do know,
nah,
like,
I don't want that. Right.
Right. And it's just like, we were hanging out. And then he was like, yeah, but I do want to build a friendship with you. And I'm like, I'm down for a friendship, but I want you to know where I stand.
Right.
So it's like we continue to do that just for a short period of time. And then he was just like, he smacked my butt one time. We was walking and he tried to hold my hand. And I was like, oh,
I'm not on that type of time.
We're not
he
doing
does
that.
the same thing. Yeah, he does the same
Right.
thing when I try to be friendly.
Yeah. And the thing is, what happened in my situation is that when I had to sit down and talk with him and let him know, be like, listen, I want us to be good. Like, I want us to be good. I want us to still be able to do with my daughter, you know? And then he was just like, well, listen, I don't want that. I want us to be together. And if I can't have that, then I just cannot be around you. And behold, ever since that, it's just been like, he's like,
Attitude, always
on attack mode. But
that's what I got going on. That's exactly what I got going on.
But I'm in control, and I will no longer allow a narcissist to have me reach your level. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really, I think it's the most beautiful thing when I see two parents who are not together and they go hard for their kids. And they do birthdays and all this stuff for your children. Like, that's beautiful. If you can do that, go ahead. And if you don't have it now, it doesn't mean that it won't happen. It just means that, like, you just can't fall into the things. Like, if you want to be friends, learn that you're gonna be friends and nothing more. But don't also play with the other person's heart.
Exactly. Yeah. And so thank God, yeah, that was powerful. And I'm glad everybody got to hear from all of my boss moms, because they input is very impactful. You can hear from different perspectives of these type of situations. These are real things that people need to know more about. So what I wanted to do before we get out of here is play this song by Tony Jones that actually when we was at Jenny's house, we had like a game night and we listened to this song. And when I first heard this song by Tony Jones, let me tell you, I wasn't happy. I didn't want to hear it because I was mad. I was angry. The stuff she was saying in the beginning of the song, I'm like, what? You telling me I can't be? But as I grew and now I hear it differently. it makes more sense, and it talks about exactly what we was talking about on here, transmuting anything that happened into a positive, transmuting it into a learning lesson so you can be better. Okay, so I'm gonna play the song. The title of the song is called F Boys Are Tools of Enlightenment. And you know how we do. Listen to the words. Okay, listen to the words, and then we're gonna get on out of here.
And I know the popular narrative hurt me. He did this. He said this. He betrayed. So popular. It's almost a chorus throughout the voices of women. Emotional justice. Why didn't he give us a healthy chance to love? I was excited to love him, but his momentary presence was all the things the girl ego says. My girl self, my mind, my conditioned self processing has such a perspective campaign to my belief system. All her evidence to become better, forgiving, guarded, and shaded. So I take 3 deep breaths. Inhaling the memories, obsessive thoughts, emotional patterns, hurts and pains, limited beliefs, and I exhale to release it. It no longer belongs to me. And the only visit, hey, big head, release it. I choose my releasing over and over and over again. My freedom feels good. I'm fresh. I collapse all that was and rest in my freedom for what I thought didn't serve me. I now choose of my own free will to let go and say farewell. So all the experiences of rejection, betrayal, and abandonment, including any false beliefs I have opted into creating as a result of these experiences. I now get to choose this unconditional love that the divine has for me. I choose to feel safe, but not guarded. I choose to feel loved, but not careless. The scientific fact is life is always helping me be a grown-ass woman. This is my alignment. He helped that. Yeah. The light has brightened my perspective and positioned me grateful. I am enrolled to all situations, scenarios, pains, people, versions of me, men I've loved and been disappointed by, because I know it all serves my highest good. I know now that the right men will do the right things, and the wrong men will eliminate themselves. I am so grateful for my heightened awareness. My choosing of him was a class of enlightenment into my enlightenment. My education of worthiness and self-love. I laugh. I dance. I'm giddy to know I make no bad choices. I make no mistakes. It's impossible to do wrong in my life. All is about my learning, my awakening to my enlightenment. The game of life is rigged in my favor. I invite unconditional love into my heart. My heart is ridiculously strong enough to release the past. F-boys are tools of my enlightenment. I now choose forgiveness of others and myself from all that was and wasn't. I'm such a gratitude being. I am now ready to attract new, updated, improved relationships, opportunities, and situations. My heart power is a beast and creates a gorgeous love life. Like, I really believe the good news that wishes to enter my life. Who was I kidding? Why be mad? Why stay sad? I can grieve these ideas, but I'm not missing out on anything, nothing, zip zero, no lost time, nothing wasted. All that I needed was gained. I speak gratitude for. Thank you for teaching me. I love you, and thank you for visiting, and I release you. Thank you so much. I commit to my enlightenment, transcending my personalities and opinions, keeping all my edges, I don't allow loneliness to lower my standards. I need a selfie for this level. I alchemize in these streets because I got tools of enlightenment. Hey. I got tools of enlightenment. Hey. Thank you, boo. Thank you.
Go ahead and listen to that on your own. You heard the word. I'm such a gratitude being. Miss Ash typed it in the chat. She said, my heart is ridiculously strong enough to release the past. When she said, I choose to feel love, the light has positioned my perspective gratefully. It's all about gratitude. I'm a gratitude being. You got to be grateful for the experience, whether it hurt or anything, be grateful for it so you can transmute it to be the best version of you. I hope you get it. I hope you got it. This is Boss Moms Club Radio. That link will be posted underneath so you could go ahead and play that song. All right. We love y'all. We out of here. Zeus says.